Brunson's in what I call the cool zone. A phrase I just came up with. No one's ever used it ever before.
Yeah.
The cool zone is the perfect space to be as an NBA player.
Yeah.
You are the 8th to the 14th best player in the NBA.
Yeah.
Some famous names that have occupied this. Damian Lillard, Anthony Davis, Jimmy Butler, now Jalen Brunson.
Yep.
You have moments and series and stretches where you can look like a top 5 player and everything's clicking and you're in control of your game and you get all the praise in the world. And a lot of the times it is deserved. But if you have a shitty series or a shitty game, like Jalen Brunson was terrible in the first 2 games of this series and they won anyway, you won't get nearly as much flack as someone that is in a tier or 2 above you.
Yeah.
Because it's not expected that you do that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's why like that's the thing about Jason Tatum that drives the Celtics fans insane is because like Tatum is just high enough to get the flack.
He's on the cusp, yes.
Yeah, but doesn't get the respect that like the other top guys get. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, I just said the 8th to 14th best player in the league.
Yeah, and Tatum's like 6 or 7.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
Like that might be the worst zone to be in.
Yes.
Because a lot of the times outside of Joel Embiid, all of the top 5 guys have kind of proven it. And like Tatum has proven it at times. It's not to say he hasn't proven it. It's just the consistency that like Jokic has had, for example, who's like the top guy right now, or like the, whoever's been like the best player on a championship team.
Right. Yeah.
And I would imagine you said before you were like, after Bill was like shitting all over Joel and you were like, he just scored 50 points in game 3. Like, I was like, I would imagine that Celtics fans, not you, but other Celtics fans probably feel that way sometimes when people shit on Jason Tatum.
Yes.
He scored 50 points in game 7 against the Sixers last year.
Yeah. It was like, he scored like 50 points at a closeout. He's like, no. So honestly, here's a perfect example. Okay. You want a perfect example between the cool zone and the uncool zone? Jamal Murray versus Jason Tatum. Cool zone versus uncool zone. That is like that is a pitch perfect example.
It is flirting versus harassment for sure.
Yes, like Jason Tatum and Jamal Murray are like very similar players when it comes to that. Where Jason Tatum will be absolute fucking dog shit an entire game and turn it on just enough to get it over the line. And when Jason Tatum does it, it's like, oh, this fucking bum. Of course he did it like right at the end. He sucks. Like. He dodged the slander, but when Jamal Murray does it, it's like, hey, Jamal Murray, he did it again. Playoff Jamal.
Does it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the difference is that Tatum has had, especially this year, has had basically a super team around him.
Yeah.
And the difference is that Jamal just has Jokic.
Yeah.
They're going to be in every game no matter what because Jokic is on the team.
Yeah.
But Ant, that's a good one. Ant has absolutely entered the cool zone this year.
Yeah.
Ant is also is just cool. So it's like that helps on top. Most of these
Tyrese is, somebody said it earlier, Tyrese is kind of in the cool zone.
Yeah, Maxi's I would say Anthony Edwards is firmly in the cool zone now.
Yes.
Last night put Maxi on the cusp of it. Like Maxi, I love Maxi. I think if you want to be considered a top 12 player in the NBA, you have to be able to carry lineup sometimes. And that's still the thing that he struggles with. And I think he'll get there. When he's 24, 25, 26, I think that the team will get better around him. And I think he'll get better as a passer and a playmaker. But right now, he's the best number 2 option in the NBA, who's not good enough to be a number 1, which is why I think he's probably at the end of that cool zone.
This is my favorite thing the podcast has come up with since Bucks posting.
Yes.
I like this one. Good job by you. The person who just invented the cool zone as a phrase.
Yeah.
I like appropriating it for this, though.
Yeah. Also, Hallie, before he got injured, is another really good one, where he was like a top 15 player in the regular season this year.
That's a good one, except he didn't fool Bloch or I.
He didn't what?
He didn't fool Bloch or me.
Yeah.
I continue to think the Pacers are frauds, just strictly based on Halliburton. That's my.
I see SH say Booker's in the cool zone.
Mhm.
I think Booker's leaving the cool zone right now.
Yes, yes. Booker's leaving the cool
I
zone.
think I overrated him massively, and
Yeah.
I think that people are starting to regress on their former opinions of Booker.
Yeah.
As a pure
Exactly.
number one, I
Yes.
still think he could be a great number two, and maybe in the right situation could be number one, where it's like you build a team similar to how the Heat have built around Jimmy Butler, something like that. But I think right now we have to consider that Booker's probably moving down and out because people have
Yeah.
really been shitting on Booker this playoff.
Yeah. Snoozer, yeah. Trill listed AD as an example at the
Yes.
top for cool zoner. He's definite cool zoner.
Yeah, I would say that the cool zone Hall of Fame of recent players for me
Mhm.
is Anthony Davis, although he's gotten slander lately. That's in his prime, he didn't get nearly as much slander.
Yeah.
AD, Jimmy Butler, Damian Lillard, and now the guys like Brunson, Ant, Maxey all moving into it. Guys like Booker are falling out of it.
I think Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is speed running the cool zone. I think
He
he
jumped
entered
the
it. I think
jumped it.
I think he entered it this year. I think he's still in it, but he is about to exit the second the Thunder have a shitty like playoffs. Like he's
Gotcha.
going to exit it. Like I think he ran through it for like one season. Yeah. Like speed run. Cool zone
Yeah.
speed run. Yeah.
Because they went from irrelevant to contender overnight. And like
Yeah.
even though we all saw it coming, he was somehow that might even be the best position to be in, where
Yeah.
you can just almost skirt the cool zone entirely.
Yeah.
Where it's like you don't even have the although I guess you do have the pressure and the expectations now. Like if they flame out in the next series, I know they just swept and they took care of the Pelicans like it was nothing. But if they get if they lose to the Clippers or the Mavericks in the next series, or they get smacked in the conference finals, then we might have a little bit of a he gets benefit of the doubt though. First year of a good team, everyone always gets benefit of the doubt, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though he's older than Luka somehow.
Yeah.
So okay. So cool zone, that's a keeper for the YKB
Yeah.
canon.
Yeah.
That will be tucking in for future use as well.